Eli, it's been an honor to watch you grow up to be the man that you are today.
I need you to go undercover.
There's a new player in town and they don't play by no rules.
So that scene between Randall and Olivia is so interesting to me. It seems that there's some maybe initial awkwardness, but it quickly becomes quite natural between them. I'm curious, what do you think Randall's initial feelings on Olivia and her relationship with Elliot are?
Oh, I love that scene so much. Chris Meloni wrote that scene. He wrote that episode. And I have a restaurant in California, Temecula, called the Swingin' Cafe, and we're a barbecue place. So I'm always talking about how great my brisket is in real life. And Meloni always jokes with me about, hey, it's the brisket kings on set, you know? And sure enough, I get handed the script. He goes, he texted me, he said, I got a great scene for you. And, you know, Benson comes in, and Randall, who doesn't have a lot of couth and he's not a smooth guy, but boy, he sees her and he's like, I'm gonna shoot my shot, you know? And what is his pickup line? Hey baby, you want some brisket? you want to try my brisket? I make the best brisket. I just thought it was funny, and just doing it literally over the comatose body of his brother, you know? And I think he says something like, yeah, I think he told me something about you. So he knows there's something there, but I just think the fact that he's willing to try to pick her up when he first meets her, and she's so great, such a legend to work with, you know. And we kind of become a little bit of friends offset as well now. So I sure hope I get to see her a lot around the set in on the Dick Wolf stages there.
Absolutely. That was such a fun moment. But I do like that hospital scene does have a lot of meat to it, too. I mean, it really, I think, underlines how complex the relationship between Randall and Elliot is. And that line, like, I've hated you for a really long time, but I love you, that I feel like really stood out to me as something that was really powerful. And the fact he can only really say it when Elliot is, you know, unconscious and not really listening, I think says a lot. So I'm curious if you can talk about how you sort of approached that speech that he gives him.
Yeah, that was, I thought, again, that's such a great written scene, because then that segs into the Benson part. Yeah, I mean, they're struggling to find their relationship, Elliot and Randall, because they have, you know, it's been 18 years since they've been together. And there's been all these lies and things have been kept secret and all this different stuff. Just, it's a very dysfunctional family, although they love each other. And yeah, I mean, I think Randall's just hurting and really wants to let out all that he's been, you know, pushed under, you know. And that moment, I think maybe in the back of his mind, he hopes it somehow seeps into his brain. But yeah, the fact that he's comatose allows him to say what he really feels and what he's really been holding back, and he definitely wouldn't have done that if he were awake.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful moment, and I know that you mentioned that Chris actually wrote that episode.
Yeah.
What is that experience like, acting with him on something that he worked on in that way? Does that sort of change the experience of it at all for you?
Yeah, no, you know, we did a movie together. We've known each other for about 10 years. We did a movie together, an independent movie, and so we had this great kind of shorthand, or we just had a chemistry between us on that movie. And when they called to say I was playing his brother, I was like, wow, it's going to be great. So it's more just the chemistry of he and I together. Yeah, I guess the fact that it has some real life thrown in there with the brisket made it kind of fun. But, you know, Chris is good at writing I think that's why they had him write that with the Benson, you know. He's good at really writing great acting scenes, because he's a great actor. So he knows where those come from. And that part of it was fine and fun, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I'm curious if that has inspired you to maybe want to potentially write an episode or direct in the future.
I wouldn't mind directing. I don't know. I don't think I'm a writer. I can write like scenes, but it's hard for me to write, because I can write patter, you know, and dialogue between people. But and sometimes sometimes we doctor up the scenes if we need to. And but you know, writing a whole kind of a arc of a thing, I don't have the writer's brain for it. Let people who are much better than me do it.
I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. I think you would be great at it. But fair enough. Maybe, yeah, maybe directing is the path for you.
Yeah, that's a little different.
But sort of looking ahead, how do you think that Elliot getting injured like this is going to impact their relationship moving forward? Because it is sort of a big thing that seems to be maybe shifting their dynamic a bit.
Well, I think he's starting to. I think he meaning Elliot is starting to just a little bit start to more appreciate Randall and the fact that he has an older brother. You know, I have an older brother, and I love him, and we actually had some time where we, you know, years where we didn't. I mean, we would speak, of course, and see each other, but we just, because we were in different parts of the world, really on opposite sides, we didn't really get to see each other that much, you know. So, and now actually he's on the East Coast, so now that I'm working here, I get to see him more, and we talk all the time and text all the time. But there is something about that brotherly thing that that I think Chris and I both kind of can bring to it, and with our friendship being part of it, it's an ever evolving and growing dynamic, and the relationship gets stronger in its own way and more intense, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. So it's a real interesting, I think, dynamic that we get to explore, and we explore it throughout this season, you know. And him, yeah, the fact that he is, you know, maybe he's not the Superman he thinks he is and has been, that gives him a little more, you know, I think he's more thankful that Randall's there, and also having Randall help him take care of Bernie, our mom, helps relieve, I think, some tension from him. So I think he starts to see Randall as someone that he can count on, and how he has a brother again. His brother's back in his life, you know.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see more of the Stabler family drama and just more of your character this season. So thank you so much. It was such a pleasure getting to talk to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.